How was the pool party?
Good morning.
Did y'all go to?
No, we didn't go.
Y'all didn't go?
I had to work late yesterday.
Hey. Oh, what's up? Did y'all go? Did anybody go?
Yeah, most people went.
Hey, my day was so full. It was full. It was a full day. Yeah. It was crazy. So much going on. Mm-mm-mm. Uh-oh. Good morning, Doug. Good to be seen. Thank you for last week. You really put a reminder in my head. Just, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, y'all, who has a cell phone? You got a cell phone? You got a cell phone. What time is it? What up, kid? What's up, man? What time is it? Oh, I know it. They're not the most behaved people. What's up? How you doing? Good. Hello. Hey there. You gotta go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Chattanooga. Yeah. So we're coming off of Juneteenth, and it's Father's Day, so we got a lot to celebrate. Amanda, I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no more chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. I am free. I am unlimited. said right now, I am free, I am unlimited right now. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel the God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see love in every face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Good morning, everybody. Wow. Talk about surprise. I thought I was going to be prayer chaplain next week. I also thought I was going to be prayer chaplain last week, so. Laura told me when I came in, she said, you'll find a bracelet on your seat. And the nice lady there where I was sitting handed me 3 to pick from. And she was good enough to move them out of my way so I could sit down. Anyway, one of them said, youth gives you light. Please don't let it down. And I was like, oh, I got to have that one. The other ones were meaningful, but this one, I think is something that we all need to keep in mind. When young people come in here, we get real excited. That's great because we need that energy, and that's the light that I believe this bracelet is talking to. And if we, I think there's so many ways that we can stand to be reminded about the value of youth, not only in other beings, but also in ourselves. One of the things that I enjoy the most is having fun. And I never know what's going to be fun to me and what isn't going to be fun. And there's a lot of things that I know would be fun, but, some days I just don't have mastery of my body. And I think that's those days that I tend to forget how important it is not to let that light down. I remember I had a guided experience one time, and some of you know about it. And in that experience, my mother came to me in a form that I had never seen. She was a feisty, frisky, looked like about a 12-year-old, 13-year-old spirit. And that was so healing for me because my mama let me see a side of her that I never knew existed. I mean, logically, I knew it had to some extent, but I'd never really seen it in her. And that was such a blessing, but it also taught me about me, about how valuable that part of me is. So let's all of us just stay in touch with the youth, with the light of youth. And they say in the program, you can't give away what you don't have. So that means we've got to hang on to that light so that we can give it away. And so it is.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right. In every man and woman, there's a little boy and girl who learned from all the things they've heard while growing up in this world. Some are raised on love and praise, the others guilt and fear. The seeds of love breed confidence, the other only tears. Hear me calling you, hear me calling you, hear me calling out to you, yeah. Mother, father, sister, brother, careful how you treat each other. Children just repeat what they've been shown. Remember, we will reap what we have sown. Love begins at home. In every newborn baby, there's a special little spark. But if it isn't nurtured, they're left crying in the dark. So they'll grow to be afraid, feel they can't go on, to pass along those fears to generations yet unborn. Hear me calling you, hear me calling you, hear me crawling out to you, yeah. Mother, father, sister, brother, careful how you treat each other. Children just repeat what they've been shown. Remember, we will reap what we have sown. Love begins at home. When the love begins, it never has to end. It guides us when we're lost and brings us home again. Home again. Sing y'all. Mother, father, sister, brother, careful how you treat each other. Children just repeat what they've been shown. Remember, we will reap what we have sown. Love begins at home. Careful how you treat each other. Children just repeat what they've been shown. Remember, we will reap what we have sown. We will reap what we have sown. Oh, we will reap what we have sown. Love begins at home. Oh, there we go. Wrong chord. Ah, isn't that a beautiful song? Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I got a minute. Mother, father, sister, brother, careful how you treat each other. Children just repeat what they've been shown. Remember, we will reap what we have sown. Love begins at home. I love you guys. Happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth, happy Family Day, happy every day. Love you guys. All right. Happy all day.
Well, good morning. Let's see if I can't get myself somewhat organized here. Is this possible? Who knows? All right. Well, welcome to Unity of Chattanooga's Sunday celebration. My name is Naomi Stark, or Noam Stark, as you all know me, and I have the pleasure and honor of being a part of your Board of Trustees. I want to welcome anyone who's watching us online, whether it's through Facebook, YouTube, or anywhere else that it's shared. We thank you so much for being a part of this congregation this morning, whether it be now or in the future. Please feel free to share this message if it really touches you and you are, have somebody in mind that speaks to you that could receive the message of today. Do we have anyone who is new and wishes to be recognized as someone new? We have one. Yes, awesome. Yep. Our usher is going to bring you a packet. It's all about unity, and we're on the back there is a nice piece of paper. If you want to fill that out and learn about our bi-monthly newsletter, we will not spam you, we promise. You only get 2 emails a month. And it just lets you know what's going on here at Unity and what functions that we have or events we have or what have. So feel free to fill that out and put that in the offering basket when it comes time. Okay. So here at Unity, what we like to do for those who are newly visiting us, we like to give you a beautiful blessing. So everybody warm up our hands. And we say together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. That Christ in you refers to the spark of divinity, the very same qualities of being that Jesus found and brought forth in his ministry, and all their way showers too, who brought forth the same thing. Unity is a movement that started out as a positive, practical, there's a lot of P's in here, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus Christ and other powerful prayer and way showers offering the experience and love of God. Oh yeah, I'm going to take a moment. We got to settle down. Like, this is not, there's no reason for all this. What's all this? Whew. Okay. Today, Unity combines these teachings of other ancient wisdom teachings as well as modern-day spiritual wisdom that teaches us how to apply these positive spiritual principles to our daily lives. All right. This is the part I'm getting nervous about, I think. It's coming up. All right. So on our way here today, no crying. I realize this is the first time I'm celebrating Father's Day. The first time I've had a chance to celebrate Father's Day. And I want to thank everyone for this opportunity to do so because it's an incredible honor to celebrate it with this family. So I'm going to combine the summer solstice, Father's Day, and Gay Pride Month all together as one. It's going to be interesting, I promise. As we gather in the sacred window of summer solstice, we stand in the fullness of the sun's light, the longest day, the height of solar energy, the season where illumination, growth, warmth, and vitality are at their peak. And this year, we have Father's Day resting so closely beside the solstice energy, and it feels deeply symbolic to me. It feels like it's an invitation to reflect on the divine masculine, not as something rigid, dominant, or separate, but as something sacred, steady, protective, loving, and life-giving. The divine masculine in its healthiest form is the energy of grounded strength. It's the protection without control. It's leadership without domination. Ooh. It's the action guided by wisdom. It's the part of us that can stand tall, hold space, create structure, and offer support so that it has room to grow. Like the stem of a flower, the masculine provides the strength and stability that allows the blossom to rise, open, and be seen. And that blossom, in that analogy, of course, is divine feminine. One is not greater than the other. One is not complete without the other. Together, they create this wholeness. And as we honor Father's Day, we are not only honoring biological fathers, we honor all who fathered: grandfathers, stepfathers, spiritual fathers, mentors, protectors, guides, and all of those who have embodied healthy masculine energies in our lives. We honor those who have shown us what it looks like when strength is kind, when protection is loving, and when guidance is patient, and when presence itself becomes a sanctuary. This also feels especially meaningful during Pride Month because Pride reminds me that the divine is not limited to one expression, one identity, one form, or one way of being. Pride teaches us to honor the full spectrum of love, the identity, the courage, and the authenticity. And when I think of the divine beings such as Jesus, I do not experience that presence as masculine only. I experience that presence as a whole, both masculine and feminine. I experience that presence, I already said that part, sorry. Both masculine, feminine, both mother, father, both strength and tenderness, both protection and compassion. For me, visually, it is a sacred experience of both Victor and Victoria being together at once. And they look fabulous, by the way, just saying. And it's kind of trippy at first when you see something like that, but it actually is a really cool experience to see both so present. It's an interesting visual. To me, that's part of the mystery of the divine. It is not confined by our human categories. It's expansive and enough to hold all of it. So when we speak of honoring the divine masculine, we're not speaking of separating it from the divine feminine. We are speaking of healing it, restoring it, and bringing it back into harmony. Personally, I have been reflecting on this quite deeply within myself. I've been allowing myself to understand that at times my lower self can feel like an overbearing mother. Boy, can she. Those are the parts of me that worry, gripes, controls, fears, and tries to manage life into safety only. And my higher self often comes in and comes forward as a loving, supportive, protective father, a steady, clear, patient, and strong enough to hold me without needing to control me. My healing place, my ideal place, is where those two energies overlap, that sacred sweet spot where nurture and structure meet to unite. I also recognize that these polarities can shift, and depending on the inner work I'm moving through at the moment, these energies can change roles, faces, and ask me to see myself more honestly by doing so. Right now, I am learning to truly parent myself, how to become both a mother and a father within. I'm learning how to comfort myself without enabling myself, how to protect myself without closing off my heart. And that's why healthy father energy matters so much to me and many others who are on this healing journey. Sometimes we need to see it embodied before we can even recognize it within ourselves. We need to witness what loving strength looks like, what protection without domination looks like, what guidance without shame looks like, and what steadiness without coldness looks like. We need examples. We need references. Today, I offer extremely deep gratitude to you all. To the beautiful father figures, anyone who has fathered anything, mentored, and divine masculine presences in this congregation and in our lives. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to really see and feel and know, because it heals me and it heals many others. Okay, no crying. So thank you for showing us what this looks like and what healthy looks like. It's important. May this Father's Day, this summer solstice, this Pride Month, remind us that we are all invited into wholeness. May we honor the masculine. May we honor how seamlessly it balances with the feminine. May we honor every sacred expression in between and beyond. And may we each learn to stand in the light of who we truly are, rooted, radiant, balanced, and beautifully whole. All right. We're going to try to do announcements now. All right, so we have, during the month of June, we are looking to collect more donations. We have an offering basket in the library. It's a white basket. It's got a little sign on there, and you can see it. Linda O'Brien is right, and she can raise her hand if you need to speak to her because you have something you want to donate. By all means, get in contact with Linda O'Brien. Also, if you are donating an item, it wants to be at least $25 in value. A little blurb or write-up about the item would be super helpful since we probably won't know what it is and we'll have to research it, and that would save us that time for research. So that would be awesome if you could include that. But again, they're all in the library, and you could use new or used items. Gently used items, right? That's what we mean. Obviously, yes. They can be gift cards, spiritual items, art, whatever. The list goes on. So, you take it upon yourself to know what and when and how to give. Tuesday morning at 10:45, our daily classic Unity book study group meets. The book we are reading is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovo. And then Shin, right? Okay. This Tuesday, and we are looking at chapter 4, which is the law of non-resistance. Sounds like a good chapter. On Saturday, July 4th at 4:30, Amanda and Steve Adamson will be heading up our annual 4th barbecue and potluck here at the church. There's a sign-up sheet in the back, on the back table, and after the cookout. Anyone who wants to and can head down by gathering. I'm reading all this new now, so sorry. You're going to painfully go through it with me. Anyone who wants to head down together by the river and listen to the music and watch fireworks, I'm supposing after the celebration here, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, now is the time when we start signing up for Unity's annual fall retreat in the beautiful Lake Junaluska. Cindy and I went last year. It was phenomenal. Julie was there. It was a really awesome experience. It's a gorgeous place. It's a stunning area. They're actually going to be in a new hotel this year. So there's new things that are happening and wonderful things that are happening. And it was good food, good company, and it was a great time. So if anybody's interested, see Penny about that. Sure.
I'm signed up to go to the retreat.
Okay.
I need a ride if anybody has got space available and are just going up and back for the 3 days.
Okay. Yep. Well, we'll keep that a heads up, and maybe we can we'll figure it. Oh, so Corliss is going to the Junaluska, but she needs a ride, and so she's looking to organize a ride. I keep forgetting the internet can't hear without that.
I really think I would be able to make it, but my partner assures me that she will make it a point to drive me up there and go get me, and I really don't want her to have to do that.
Okay. Yep. Well.
So say the relationship.
Yeah. No, we're gonna give that up to the divine, and they are gonna make it happen, right? The keynote speaker this year is going to be Pam Grout, who authored the New York Best Time Sellers book, E Squared. Again, see Penny if you're curious or want more information. There is a scholarship too, if some.
Scholarship available for members.
For members, okay, got you. Yep, so see Penny. Next week, we will have John Stringer. He'll be our guest speaker and musician, and he's going to talk about the art of energy and frequency mastery. Should be a good one. And to anyone who was at Ishmael's yesterday, the pool party, thank you so much for coming. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of, yes, it was such a beautiful, I mean, we hit all the classic foods that you would expect at a pool party, which was awesome experience. And to me, it was kind of like going back to the childhood time frames, you know, when you were with your friends at the pool, right? You know, it was kind of just interesting to see our adult selves and our younger selves all there at the same time. Oh, yes, it was very fun doing cannonballs. And now is this time when we're going to meet and greet and listen for the gong. So, by all means, meet and greet.
Look at her running in front of me.
If you would make sure to say something about the pancake for Pop's breakfast.
I think, isn't it in here?
I thought I had put it in.
Yeah,
but I was
pancake
okay
for
then.
Pops for brunch, yep. Get it out. If we could make our way back to our seats. We have an amazing person who's going to come up and speak to us today. Who's that? Who is that? Well, wait until you hear what all that I got to say. I mean, whew. Okay, so today's guest speaker is Rev Julie Boniger, and is not only a licensed and ordained minister, Unity minister, she also has a Master's of Divinity and is ordained by an interfaith, interspiritual minister. She's served for over 15 years at the Unity of North Atlanta in a range of creative spiritual leadership roles, one of which was revitalizing and expanding their youth and family ministry to the average of over 40 children and teens each week. That's significant. I don't know, hang on. This week, Julie joined Unity's worldwide headquarters as the Youth Empowerment Coordinator and Unity Communities Leaders. Now, yeah. In this newly created position, how unique is that, right? She supports Unity ministers across the country by curating and sharing contemporary resources and curriculum, providing leadership training, and supporting youth and family ministry development. Her focus is on helping communities launch, strengthen, and sustain meaningful youth and family programs. As a faculty member of the Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, Julie brings both practical experience and love of teaching to her work. She believes spiritual growth flourishes in an environment where authenticity, curiosity, and connection are encouraged. She is dedicated to creating spaces where people can explore life's bigger questions, discover their own inner guidance, and deepen their connection with one another and the divine. Please give a big round of applause for this amazing speaker today, because I'm super excited to hear what she has to say.
You did a great job. I don't know who she was just talking about. And it's funny because we're going to talk all about the imposter syndrome here today. Has anybody ever felt like an imposter in their own life? Yeah. So I wanted to thank Noam, first of all, and hi to everybody. I have a note here that says, a special hi to the people watching today, and a happy Father's Day to everyone. I can cut out some of what I was going to say because you did such a beautiful job speaking. No. Speaking about the sacred, divine, and feminine, and, all the fathers and the iterations that come from that. And so thank you so much. We honor all of those paths, and you did just a remarkable job honoring all of that. Way better than what I have here. And we honor all space, right? Because there's people in the room also that are grieving. Their father may not be here on the plane of the human, but, I lost my father, but I know he's here. I know your dad's here. And there could be some anger or sadness for fathers who didn't maybe show up the way we needed as children, or the grief of wanting to be a father and maybe not having that experience. And all of those emotions exist, and we honor that. So thank you for doing such a beautiful job. So today we're going to explore our inherited beliefs and the ultimate authority that we have in our divine inheritance. And so in many times and cultures, fathers were seen as the ultimate authority in the family's lives. I would say that's not so much the case anymore, but I think, those kind of things in certain cultures, even in our culture, that is what's expected. And we're going to talk about those lived, inherited expectations that we have to consciously sometimes change, sometimes love, sometimes accept. And so when we first come to this earth, we see our caregivers, our fathers, our mothers, whoever is our caregiver, for the first time, and we don't have the ability yet to say, like, who am I? We knew we were a divine spark, but then we're thrust into this human body that doesn't have language yet, that just got put into, from the womb and out into the cold world. And so we look to these people to tell us who we are, right? Are we okay? Are we safe? Are we fed? But as we age, also, did I make the right decision? I got in trouble at school. Am I still okay? And so, we bring those inherited beliefs with us. And how many people feel like they've inherited something from their dad? Good, bad, or otherwise. Let's just throw them out there. Like sense of humor, maybe? Yes. Cut off the lights. So frugality, I did not inherit that. Music, so inherited music. Yeah, and also maybe belief systems. Strength, courage, and forgiveness. Because he was a singer? Cussing like a sailor. Yeah, there's that too, right? And so at some point, especially on the spiritual path, we get to where we get to choose what we've inherited and what we're going to release. And I like to make a joke that I feel like when we come to Earth, I kind of believe in soul contracts. I believe that we come here to play in the playground that is this human experience. And so I think of it as like a cruise. So we all sign up for the Earth cruise. But then we add on a whole bunch of classes that we don't need necessarily. Like for me, I signed up for bullied bingo, where they took all my chips and I couldn't win. Or maybe you signed up for a divorce drama club, which was like a Shakespearean tragedy. Or I think we've all gone to the show, The Judgmental Jamboree. And my mom's not here, but I usually make the joke that it stars our mothers because everyone's a critic. But ultimately, we're the star of that show, right? We're the star of the Judgmental Jamboree. And that's what we're going to talk about. How do we keep the beauty and the wonderful things that we inherit from our people and then really lean into what is our own divine inheritance? So let's test those deeply ingrained beliefs. If I say children should be seen, not heard. Money doesn't grow on trees. What happens in this house stays in this house. And like father, like son. Yeah. Now, maybe you didn't even hear that in your own house, but everybody gets an A. How many people really heard some of those things in their house? I don't think I did. I just put my hands up. But those human scripts are completely ingrained. If I stand this far back, can you still hear me? Okay, good. In our subconscious mind, we carry them with us. And then we start adding more people to our circle or to our personal board of directors. So we have our parents teaching us who we are, and then we have our teachers, then we have coaches, then we have mentors, then we have ministers, aunts, uncles, and it can get very noisy to the point where the voices in our head, we don't know if they're ours or a conglomeration of what people said that we are. And then someday you're questioning yourself, and you went, see, they were right. Who's they, first of all? Who's the they that's right? It's almost like this conglomerate of they. It could be my dad was right, my mom was right, but oftentimes the they just becomes that, those voices. And so they're not right about you. And so I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So yes, that intro, there's been a lot going on. And this past Tuesday was the 1-year anniversary of becoming a Unity minister. So I was thinking back to, thank you. And I was thinking back to and seeing the pictures come up on memories and everything. And I remember giving a talk at my spiritual home, and in that, it's like I have no intention to go anywhere. People would say, "What are you going to do next?" Well, I love youth ed. It's the thing that I resonate the most with, and I thought, well, if you'll have me, I'm not going anywhere. My entire ministerial identity was wrapped up because that was the community that I was in for my entire experience as a congregant, as a singer, everything. And then one day it was gone, without warning, without explanation, just gone. And so I went from, this is who I am, to what am I? Within the span of a couple of minutes. Now, has anybody ever had an experience of an identity house of cards falling down immediately? I'm not alone. Yay. And so the next 9 months, which I think is very interesting, the gestation of that, for the first 7 months of that, I just had to process. And at first, it was like I had no answers, I had no questions, I only knew who I was through that lens. And as time went on, though, I got to do the really deep work and the realization that I am not my role. We are not our bank accounts. We are not who we're married to. We are not our jobs. We are not, I hate to tell you, but we're not even this spiritual community. I mean, we're this spiritual community, but not the building, our divine inheritance comes from somewhere much deeper. But unless you're confronted with that house of cards coming down, we may not find it. So what became really traumatic became really holy after 7 months. You know, my friends and family close to me wanted reasons and everything, and I just finally got to where I was still, and I thought, I'm not going to look behind anymore, but I'm also not really going to look ahead. Because things were coming and there were opportunities, and what was I going to do? Would I move to Texas to lead a church? I didn't want to move to Texas. I mean, it's hot. Super hot. So for about 2 months, I sat in this silence of really just openness, not looking back and not attaching to anything ahead. And right at that 9-minute mark, or 9-month mark almost, the universe said, okay, buckle up, buttercup. We're gonna show you what your next thing is to do. And so this past Monday, I started in a job I would have never applied to or thought I could do had I been living in that identity. But I was in a space, or even if I had been saying, what should I do? But when I opened to where am I supposed to serve, not where, see, that's old programming. How am I supposed to serve? And youth has always been my calling. Lo and behold, a position was created I'm sorry, I forgot your name again, who did that beautiful thing about her bracelet that said youth? Corliss. I mean, I didn't plant her, I promise. But, you know, most churches, youth is, you know, how do we bring people in? And so moving from an identity where I was passionate about where I was, now I get to support the entire movement? What? And then, oh, by the way, can you teach at the seminary on Wednesday? And those book ended the year anniversary. But here's the important thing. I cannot identify with my new role. No. I mean, yes, I want to. No, I mean, it's still not who I am. I don't know is it too small, she says. But it isn't, I mean, I went off script and I had a really good quote about that later, so, so I start and I'm going to Unity Village to stay in Myrtle Fillmore's house. They're paying, and it was like, I felt like I was dreaming all week. However, then the imposter showed up. And I think, it was they, whoever they are, saying, this is too good to be true. Who are you to do this? They're going to find out all those, has anybody ever thought that? Yeah. Especially if it's something that is a little bit outside your comfort zone. Yeah. And I am going to give my David Bowie quote. He once said to some graduates, he said, if your feet are touching the ground in the pool you're in, you're not in the right area. We should always be a little bit like, you ever seen kids and they're just like tiptoeing and trying, but they love it. And it's a little bit unstable. If we stay comfortable, we're not living into maybe how we're supposed to serve. And so I got the imposter out of the way only to realize that as much as we can grieve something ending and celebrate something beginning, that we can't build an identity, because if we build an identity on loss, we can't build it on success, and it's the imposter who comes in as the lingering echo of those voices. So I could be standing here next year, I don't know, as a botanist, but it doesn't mean that I'm less who I am in here in Christ consciousness. And so that was a little bit, I think, of a gift of the work I've had to do over the last several months, is the realization that this is great, but it isn't still who I am. And I invite you to do the same. And in Unity, we talk about the divine spark that we came here on our earth cruise with, our Christ consciousness, but I've always championed the human, because we're here in all our mess. And it's not always relatable to hover above. There's got to be somewhere between the ego human experience and the Christ consciousness. And I think the imposter serves to remind us that it's just spiritual amnesia or protection. Like, don't feel too good about it. And Jesus, our way shower, really told us exactly how we can start to tune into that inner wisdom voice. He gave us the blueprint. He did not let the authorities tell him who he was at all. They interrogated him. They wanted his credentials. Are you from the house of David? Where were you born? And he refused, because he operated from the divine script that was the subconscious belief, which was that he was from source. In John 12:49, he says, "For I did not speak on my own, but the Father who sent me commanded me to say all that I have spoken." Now, in some spaces, that's interpreted to mean the separation, that only God has that voice. But in Unity, we understand that divine mind attaches to the Father, attaches to the divine masculine, the strength. And so he knew his authority didn't come from them. And then later, he gave it to Pontius Pilate. He said, "You would have no authority over me at all unless it had been given to you from above." And at first I thought, Pontius Pilate's taken from above. But what that means, I believe, and that was John 19:11. What that means is sometimes we have to zoom out, and there's a bigger picture. And Jesus knew Pontius Pilate was part of the plan. Sometimes bad things happen, and we don't know for months or years or maybe ever what that plan is. And so he was telling Pontius Pilate, you think you're the authority, but you're just part of the divine plan. And so anytime we can connect with that and zoom out on our life, while still celebrating and grieving what's happening here, I think it's the sweet spot. And the antidote, I believe, to feeling like an imposter is not to fake it till you make it, because that's just trying to prove ourselves. That's us still auditioning for our worth. It's to go back to source. And for me, the best way I have quieted the voices is, how can I serve? Because in service, we strip the imposter and the ego, and we get out of the way. So I have two kind of crazy examples of humans who listen to their higher authority. Did you know that Meryl Streep was told she was not pretty enough to ever have a part in a movie? Meryl Streep. I mean, I think she was in Italy, and they didn't know she spoke Italian, and the director was saying it, and she heard. But then they bluntly said, nope, you'll never make it. Can you imagine not having Meryl Streep? And she could have taken that and tried to get more pretty, but she didn't. She didn't try to prove what they were saying about her. She went to source and the passion she had at bringing characters to life. And her physicality shifted with every role that she played. Here's the one that you're not going to believe. Walt Disney was fired because he didn't have any imagination. What? Can you imagine? He had no imagination. Now, he could have went, oh. And perhaps it got him riled up enough to say, I'll show them. So that is going to happen. We can't expect to be floating around, never listening to the theys, but we cannot identify with them. When we stop auditioning for other people's approval, we give ourselves permission to be exactly the masterpiece that we're supposed to be. So take a moment. What gifts to the world are you not sharing because you believed the stories? Anybody want to share one? No. That was a big ask. The ability to speak and read out loud. And you did a great job. And it wasn't, do you mind?
No, I mean.
So for those of you out there, Gnome, who did the beautiful beginning of the service and talked about the divine masculine, I think crying is one of the best things you can ever do during a speech because it relates us. And it wasn't, like Meryl Streep, it wasn't even about how you were an orator. It was the authenticity and the relatability that just tuned us in. And now you've put it in the room. That's an old script. But if you were to go, oh my gosh, what did they think? That's understandable too. But you just put it out into a community that really saw you, and you were willing to be vulnerable. So thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so what do? So we know that our divine inheritance is not they, it's not those limiting beliefs, and that when we say, how am I to serve, the where, why, when will show up in an unlikely, sometimes, way. So now it's Monday morning, and your boss says, I need to see you at 10. Now, some of you really enlightened folks, that might not send you into an absolute anxiety-ridden tizzy, but I am not one of them. Is there anyone who would be as freaked out as me? Oh no, I'm alone. Okay, good. My two good friends are here, and I know for a fact that that's not their experience. And they are my sages and my mentors on how to live from that place of knowing you are serving in the right place at the right time without being attached to the place and the time. So what do the rest of us do? So, number one, we notice. Notice if you're auditioning for your worth. And so, for instance, if you feel left out, you find out your friends came to town and didn't tell you, or you get that notice from your boss and you felt in the past like you've been called, and now you're wondering if it's bad news. Just notice when you feel that and pause. And then ask yourself, what am I trying to earn right now? Am I trying to earn respect? Am I trying to take up space at the table? Am I trying to earn, I'm good enough? What is it that you think you're missing in that moment? And then act from the place of you already have it. You might not convince yourself, but let's say you're at a meeting, and in the past, your ideas have been shut down, and now you have a really good idea. But you're thinking, they are going to say, there she goes again, or I'm not going to say it right. And so you notice, and you say, okay, I'm auditioning for my worth because I want to feel seen and heard, but I don't want to be too much. I was told I was too much everywhere, and that's fine. And you have to conduct yourself in a meeting, but like, what is too much when you're living your passion and your dreams? And so you would notice that, and then you would say, okay, I want to be seen. What would I do next in this moment if I already felt enough seen? You might share the idea. And it doesn't mean you always share the idea, but you take the step that makes sense, and here's the thing, in service to the greater good. So if you want to share your idea to be seen, to feel heard, that maybe isn't the reason to do it. So you recognize that, and then you say, how would I act if I had the confidence, but in the greater good of the situation? Does that make sense, or did I make it more convoluted? And I had an example of that this week. So I taught my so Monday I started my job, Tuesday was my anniversary, Wednesday I started this class, and the technology didn't work, and I became a hot mess. And boy, did the imposter come up. And I felt like I was rushing, and my good friend Sarah is in the class, and it doesn't matter how many times she told me it was okay, it did not feel okay. And I'm still pretty convinced it maybe wasn't fully okay. So if I did the exercise myself, I would notice that, and I would say, what am I trying to audition for? That I'm a faculty member, just saying it is weird. That I'm not extra, that I know what I'm talking about. Because they gave me the Bible class. It's like the hardest one. And so then what do I do from that place? How do I best serve the students? It's not by over-apologizing. It's certainly not by asking them if I did okay, which I almost sent like 43 emails. But thankfully, I've done this work, and so I managed to reel myself in and say, what do they need? They need organization, so I developed a whole bunch of stuff and sent it to them. They need presence, and they need me to respond in a timely manner. So I acted from that place of I already have what I need, but what do they need? Now, I'll go on Facebook and tell you how Wednesday goes. So your bracelet. Everybody have a bracelet? So in Unity, we talk about denials and affirmations as well, and the power of our words. So a long time ago, there was I think it was a yellow bracelet, where if was it a negative thought, you would take it off and put it on. If it was what? Complaint. Oof. Or the rubber band, where you ping yourself. And for those of you out there, I'm sorry that you don't have a bracelet, but you can use a rubber band for this. And so these are hard to get off, so I'm amending your assignment. But as you notice the first couple of times that you are auditioning for something, relevance, approval, take it off and deny that thought has any power over you, and put it on the other side and say your affirmation and how you're going to serve that moment for the greatest good. I have a rash for how many times I did it yesterday. Not really. I think I'm being funny. But if you don't want to do that, do it once. It's a pattern interrupt. But then just, it has a nice saying that the universe picked for you. So, you can live into that as well. But that's a physical way to embody what I'm talking about. And so I expect you guys out there to get your rubber band as well. And so let's practice, because just like the subconscious scripts, the divine scripts can become automatic as well. So now if I say, the Father and I are one. Yep. We are. The divine masculine, the Christ consciousness. And Charles Fillmore would say, our throat chakra, which is represented by the power of power in the 12 powers, the vibration carries the energy. And so that physical movement helps us release it. And so in closing, your roles will change, your titles will change, your relationship might change, your bank account will definitely change, and your chapters in your life will change. But your book is not finished being written. True spiritual maturity means moving away from those inherited theys, which become yours, and checking in with yourself, because you don't have to audition. You already got the part. And that is a divine servant leader, servant heart, who at any moment can say, how can I serve you today? And then the imposter just goes, okay. And so let's move into some meditation time to really embody this. And so I invite you, and I invite you at home as well, to relax into the chair or couch, whatever is holding up your physical body. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let go of any thoughts other than this present moment. And so now picture yourself sitting in a big room, a meeting room. And around the table is your board of directors, your personal theys. When you walk in, they're already talking and chatting and connecting. And take notice. What are you feeling? Who's at your table? Perhaps it's someone bringing up old hurts or old stories. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's someone who fractured your trust. And step back and see how the meeting is going. And with a deep breath, stand in the power of your discernment. Command the attention and say thank you for your service, for trying to protect me, for loving me, tough love, or otherwise. But I no longer need your vote. I am the authority over my divine inheritance. And perhaps some of them move or leave. But now, as you look around the table, you see yourself in all the areas and all the ways that you show up. Smiling, nodding their heads. Let the inner voice speak the truth. You are a unique and perfect divine expression of the One. Your calling and your gifts were birthed through your own sacred journey, and no external human institution or person, or even your own limited beliefs, can give or take them away. With your next thought, with your next breath, you have what you need to say, how can I serve today? How can I show up in the way that God intends for me to share my gifts with the world? And so we take a moment to rest in the silence, allowing our shoulders to drop in the relief that we are held by our own innate divine inheritance. How can I serve the greater good in this moment? And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Thank you. I don't know what's next. Are you next?
Whew, got to recenter ourselves now after that meditation. That was very, very beautifully done. I want to thank Julie so much for her too muchness, because the world isn't getting enough of her too muchness. Thank you.
The muchness in me beholds the muchness in you.
Yes. All right, let me just shuffle a few papers here. We just want to say that that Corliss is our prayer chaplain, and she will be available in the back, correct? Okay. I just did want to make sure I wasn't speaking out of term, I wanted to make sure it was right. If you need a beautiful prayer from Corliss, it's a special experience. I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity with her. I also want to let you all know that there will be a special pancakes for Pop's brunch afterwards. So as we convert this into our dining hall, please feel free to stay after and commune with that in a deep way. Yeah, I think you made me drunk with the divine or something. I am floating right now. I am so deeply floating. All right, so we're going to do a love offering. Let's get back on track here.
Board member hat on.
Yeah, right. So for me, I'm going to turn this down because I always want to stand up because it's so high. Well, that's why it's up there, so you can't hear me breathe. A love offering to me is a sacred exchange between the heart and home that has helped support it. We give not because we're told to, but because something in us recognizes sacred space must be nourished and supported in order to keep nourishing and supporting others. When we give through our presence, our prayers, our service, our skills, our kindness, and our time. And yes, when we're able to, through financial support, all of it matters and all of it carries sacred energies. As the basket goes around this morning, I would like to invite each of us to see this offering basket as a basket of a retainer of love. So whether you're putting anything in it right now physically, I still want you to put something in it if you can. Just take a moment, even if it's just a big old blossoming of love from your own heart. We're filling this basket, right, one way or another. So take a moment and fill that basket. And may we do so with open hearts, knowing that all that we offer helps tend this spiritual center, keeps its doors open, and allows this work of love, healing, and divine connection to continue to flow into the lives of all who gather here. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to do the same. That's right. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance.
Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. By putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee.
Creator, Mother, Father, God, divine, loving light and heart of the universe, we graciously accept this beautiful generosity in all of its forms to house each of us in our spiritual homes and this greater home around us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is.
All right, it's time for us to stand and sing the peace song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And the perfect protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.